Good afternoon. Okay, so here's a little reminder for you guys in the membership group, whether that be the open group or the private membership group. This idea that we're feeling our thinking. So I've had a really good contemplate on this one today. I started to realize the depth of that statement, which means that the reality isn't out there at all. So is there a reality out there? Yes, and that reality is neutral. So we're only ever seeing the inside of our minds, and then what we're doing is projecting that onto the circumstances and the people. But the power move, which is the bit we're all after, is that's what we're creating. We literally are the ones doing the creating of the projecting. So if you're a witness to everything that you're thinking in your mind, you don't need to do anything about it. Say it comes up and you think something negative, you call something negative, and you have a negative emotion. The only reason it's a negative emotion is because you do think it's something to do with the reality out there. Imagine that you knew it was only your imagination and you were creating all of it, including the emotion. So I don't know whether you can hear this one. This took a little while to get integrated. Is an emotion is not a good indicator of truth or reality. An emotion is really just feeding back to us the level of the thinking we're having. Now, if I know it's just my thinking and has nothing to do with reality, then all the power's with me and the emotion will drop. If I think the thinking is about something out there, the emotion is because I think I'm not going to be okay because of circumstances, people and events. So there is a subtle bridge here to find for yourselves. And once it clicks and you realize that emotions aren't telling you about reality, and they're definitely not telling you about truth. The emotions are really telling you about your perception. You literally are getting feedback, direct feedback, emotionally on a perception. But if your ego is involved and you think you need to survive the emotion because you think you're not going to be okay, you're now going to do more thinking and more perceptions to try and project onto the circumstances what's going to happen next, instead of realizing that no amount of thinking is going to tell you what's going to happen next. It's impossible. And without realizing that the power is within you, literally the power to create what you're looking at. I think it's one of the laws of reality. I think it's something like we're not really seeing reality. It's like we're living in some sort of a dream of reality, and not to be taking the piss out of stuff, that's horrible stuff that's happened, the way we go, oh, you know, something horrible's happened, I'm not dreaming that. Well, on the level that you think it's the circumstances, you could argue to say that your uncomfortableness is coming from the circumstances, but on the level of who's having the thinking and who's taking the thinking to mean something about the reality, that's all us. So once the power is on our side, and we know it's us that's creating it, and we know it's us that's projecting it, why would you argue with yourself? See, you think you're arguing with reality, but really you're arguing with yourself. You're arguing with what you created, as if you are the innocent creator of it, which you are, until you become consciously aware. Once you become consciously aware, you're like, oh, I know I'm creating this now. Most people try to uncreate it or get rid of the thing they created. Now you're wrestling with something that's imaginary that you created yourself. Why would you wrestle with it? Why wouldn't you just discover, this is just a thought. It is not an indicator of my circumstances, and it's not an indicator of truth, and it's not an indicator of reality. It's only an indicator of my perception. Okay, I've looped that 3 times. Enjoy. Give me some feedback. Yeah, you're lacking on the feedback. Give me some bloody feedback underneath. See you later.